What does it really take for you to take action? And not only take action, but keep taking action in order to make a significant change in your life. There's quite a few things that go into this. Initially, you need only small amount of motivation. So that's the initial thing you need, like a little bit of motivation to spark the action. But in the long run, most people have the problem that the motivation dies off, the willpower dies off, and they eventually quit. Then they feel like a failure, and when they fail, they are afraid to even start trying new things again because they're afraid of that same feeling, that same failure that they felt when they once tried, or maybe tried a couple of times and then they failed. In order to keep taking action, you need a deep understanding of why you are doing something. Well, let's say, for example, let's take a logistics approach here, because that's where I worked in the past. So let's say someone told you to put these things in this cardboard box and then tape it and then put it there. You'd be like, okay. But then if someone explains you the system of how it works, like someone picks up the stuff, then they bring it to you, then you see, aha, okay, so this stuff comes from this place, and then I have to put it in the box, and then I have to close it in order for the delivery man to take the box and deliver it to X, Y, and Z places. So you see where I'm getting here. You have the full explanation of the thing, like why you are putting those things in the box in the first place. That's only a simple example, but most 9-to-5 jobs actually lack this deep meaning, why you're doing something, because it's so repetitive and you're doing it for someone else. You're not doing it for yourself. You're not building your own life through someone else's lens or someone else's dreams. So if you want to build your own life and create a purpose for your, like a logistical approach in your own life, like which would be 100 times better than working somewhere else and obeying someone else's or fulfilling someone else's purpose. Like fulfilling your own purpose instead of someone else's purpose that's the main point. Like you have to create your own purpose. Otherwise, it will become hard to take action. So, for example, I felt very sluggish taking action in my 9-to-5 jobs the recent years, because the reason wasn't there anymore. The reason and the meaning, the purpose was just lost. I didn't care for the money anymore. Like it was all about just being robotic and mechanic and taking that same repetitive action and not actually fulfilling my own purpose. So it seemed kind of useless. But it was also hard to start taking action in my own life that would build up my own purpose. So how do you actually do this? The same way, you need to find mechanisms, you need to find techniques to explain yourself why you want to do this action. Let's start from the simple action. Like actions lead to bigger actions, and those bigger actions lead to bigger goals, and so on and so forth. And that leads to the ultimate purpose. However, I think you have to adopt a mindset of infinity, in a sense that you don't just accomplish one ultimate goal. You constantly go after goal after goal. You constantly you level up, and if you don't level up, you just pivot. You do other things. You don't reach one certain goal. Let's put it this way. You max out your one skill. Let's take magic and range and strength. Let's say you max out your strength and you cannot level up anymore. So then you would go train the magic skill. You would max that out and always find different things you can like max out. If that's like, but that's unlikely to happen. Think about it. It's unlikely to happen anytime soon that you max out your initial skill, like the one skill. You won't max it out like in a half a year or in a year or even 10 years. You can always become better at that one skill. So it's a lifetime practice. That's the point. Again, one example, lifting weights. You don't go to the gym to achieve one goal and quit the gym. Like, that would be stupid. You maintain the holistic well-being. You maintain the holistic lifestyle. You add more things you can do alongside with the lifting weights. Maybe you go do some sprints. Maybe you start walking more. Maybe you biohack more. You look for different supplements you can use, or you always like optimize and try new things. That's like interesting. That's the purpose of living, in today's world. Like, today's world is more complex than the lifestyles our ancestors used to live. So they had a more simplistic life, but they had to preserve more energy to go and hunt and do like demanding things like that. Now, like in today's world, we have to find different mechanisms in order to keep taking actions that lead to the results we want. So we need to have a different approach in the modern world, because we have food in the store, we have everything available, and yeah, we need ways to challenge ourselves differently compared to our ancestors, obviously. And that's the challenge in the modern world. So, and that's also a problem in the modern world, that you may lose motivation very quickly, because everything's made so quickly available. Everything is like quickly achievable, and if it isn't, it creates a bigger resistance in your mind, and you're not kind of used to thinking long term, and that's another problem. Like, thinking long term, you have to have the long term approach. You're not in a rush. You don't rush anywhere in life, because what else is there to do? Think about it. Like, if you achieve one goal, yes, the peak, the pinnacle, 99 level strength, what else there is to do? You know what I mean. Like, you have to make it a journey. You have to enjoy the highs, but you also have to enjoy the negative moments. You also have to enjoy the lows. Like, don't be a fucking pussy about it. Like, don't just, like, if you're having a bad day, which is a myth, by the way, like, if something isn't right, like today, you don't feel like doing anything, you feel like shit. Like, I talk to many people like this. Like, they're not feeling like doing something, or this and that. What the fuck? Like, are you a fucking baby? Like, no offense to babies. Babies are allowed to, like, react. But if you're a grown-ass man or a grown-up woman, just grow some fucking balls, or grow some fucking ass and titties. I don't know. Just a metaphor. But you know what I mean. Don't simply react to every single, like, little small negative thing. You're creating a fucking elephant out of a small fly, Don't create an elephant out of a small fly. It's small problems are quickly changeable, and they let you also take action. It's about like creating your own tips and tricks for your mind, and there are plenty on the internet. Now, I won't go into details on this video, but yeah, just so you understand that you just simply make your mind think differently. Many other things influence your thinking. Your daily habits, what you do most of the time, your diet, what do you eat, like things like these. who you hang out with. Who are your friends? Like, what are your parents like? What is your relationship with your parents? Your relationship with the outside world, your relationship with yourself. All these things influence your ability to keep taking action and staying focused on one task you want to achieve. If you want to live a good life, you have to start within. You have to start feeling comfortable with your life already in order to make your external life comfortable. Everybody, like most people, do the opposite. They dream about all these external things, external comfortabilities they would like to have, but they're not comfortable within. So that's where it begins. I think that's the wisdom for today. I'm not going to go any deeper on today's video, so I hope you like this video. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.